I think Pocket's going to be its own like specialty set in the current TCG.
I mean,
kind of like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, but how did that go?
Not that great. Because like Pocket's already geared towards cards versus Go is not.
Okay.
Go is like,
okay, so
if you've got immersives that you can have physically in your hand that you've already seen on Pocket that you know you want, like that is not something that correlated to Pokemon Go.
I think that making physical Pocket cards is a super smart move by them. It's already designed. They already have it. All you got to do is send the design and determine what gloss you want to put on it or what finish you want to put on it. But there's a bajillion Pocket cards that I would want.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to go buy immediately. I'd have to go get 3 more Giratinas.
Yeah.
Right. And they're not bad. Konda did a Giratina with the lake spirits in it.
Didn't Igawa do one?
Yeah.
The illustration you
Yeah. So and that's on top of everybody else's favorite. Like that's just my favorite.
No,
so,
there's some bangers.
There are some really great looking cards in there. And so I don't want them to just do a specialty set because then that's going to limit it to what? 60 illustrations?
That's true. That's a good point.
Because
they're going to keep releasing more sets too. So it's not like they can just do a Pocket set and then be done with it.
Yeah,
right?
as how many illustration rares there are in Pocket? There's 12, including the promos. These full arts are banging.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me you don't want that Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Right?
Like the 3D.
Yeah, texture. And look at the rare candy that's gold. It's different enough from what's available. Even like there's a shiny Giratina EX. There's a shiny Darkrai. Florgato. I mean, look at the Greninja. That's a Batman Greninja. Right? Like, holy cow.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff.
There's some great bangers.
And they keep dropping more that's just as cool.
And
that's the thing.
The thing is there's not just 40 of them.
Yeah.
Right? So how are you going to pull that off? And I think it would be cheap for them to do, as an example, in the Scarlet and Violet era, 3.5 was 151. 4.5 was Paldean Fates, 6.5 was Shrouded Fable, 8.5 was Prismatic, and then I want to say
Black and White.
10.5 was Black and White.
Yeah.
So you had 5 specialty sets. They could do each specialty set in an era being one of the eras of Pocket, right? Like PKMN.GG hasn't broke down by A series, B series, so you could have one set that has all the bangers from these 12 sets. The problem with that though is that you don't get some cards in print that you would want. I just think you print them all.
The other part of Pocket though is a lot of the cards that aren't illustration rares and immersives in Pockets are just reprints of real cards that already exist.
Yeah.
Artwork wise.
Yeah.
Maybe the text is different, but the artwork itself are literally cards that already exist from the Sun and Moon era X and Y and back in the day.
Yeah.
So they could, in theory, just do like an end of year Pocket set every year where they just only have like illustration rares in those sets. From a value standpoint, it'd probably drive down the price.
Like I don't even like Blacephalon.
Pennywise the Clown.
Yeah, but I mean, here he is. I think the lore on him is he comes out of a wormhole while there's fireworks going on. That's why there's fireworks at but he's scary.
We looked up Blacephalon's Pokedex stuff on stream one day, and he's kind of a crazy.
I think all the Ultra Beasts. I think all the Ultra Beasts are. But then the problem with that is if you try to bring it into the regular game, Ultra Beasts aren't around. Yeah. So why
different
would
mechanic?
Yeah, I mean, look at Pheromosa. Like that's a great looking card. I think there's a thing here, and we can go on record that we both agree that Pocket should be printed in physical cards.
Yes.
And okay, so
I think it will.
So we agree there. I think the other thing that I haven't seen many people talk about is when you add 1.2 million square foot of printing capacity, that doesn't impact until 2028. That seems to line up with, hey, Pocket really took off and we didn't really recognize that we could have made a physical card game out of this, but we should. And so we're going to monetize the card game even more. I think it's one of the most monetized Pokemon products of all time, in the sense that, like, from the time it's been released, the amount of people that put money into Pocket. Yeah. Right? Just like Pokemon Go broke all the records. Yeah. And so maybe they release a new set, maybe they release a new version, maybe it's a new era in Pocket, and when that new era launches, that's when they use the capacity of the printing facilities. That's my 3-year hypothesis.
I think back to your main point, that as far as like a backup contingency plan, Pocket is a big part of that for Pokemon. If the demand does fall off and they have extra capacity at the new facility, they probably will just like gear it towards Pocket physical cards. I think you're right.
There's another thing too that I feel Nintendo owns Pokemon, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm 43. The first gaming system I got was the Super Nintendo. My favorite game on the Super Nintendo was The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Okay? So when we bought that game in 1990 or 91, it was, $59 plus tax. Okay? Since then, I have repurchased that game on a Game Boy Advance, on a Wii. I have it on a GameCube. I have it on the Switch. I have it on the Switch too, right? Like I've repurchased that game multiple times, and generally speaking, they haven't had to redo anything. All they had to do was like port it to new technology. And so Nintendo, as the parent company, they really recognize the unregulated ability to hit nostalgia, right? Nostalgia is an unregulated drug that gives people our age who have a little bit of money dopamine. $60 to an 11-year-old is like,
it's like 600.
Yeah, it's like all of Smaug's treasures, right? But to us, hey, we can justify spending $60. And so another thought that could happen too is as they recognize that they can get that nostalgia feel, what happens if they release Base Set? Or they reprint Southern Islands? Or they reprint Legendary Collection, right? What if they just...
Well, I mean, they kind of tried with Evolutions, right? To reprint Base Set. Those were a bunch of reprinted base sets.
Yeah, and then they did it again with the starters 25 years later, and they're probably going to do it again this time.
They'll probably do it again this
time.
Right,
how many base set Charizard arts? Who's the artist?
Base set, Mitsuyo Arita?
Yeah. So how many Charizards of him exist, right? Base set 2, right?
Reverse, Firework Explosion.
Right, all of them, right? So why wouldn't they just go ahead and reprint the whole set again? They have lots of options that they can be able to do. It's not limitless, but shoot, they could reprint, they could print Pocket. They could reprint sets. And not to compete with the market of Aquapolis, but what if they reprinted the whole e-reader set?
Especially since most of the sets were short printed to begin with, like Skyridge.
Yeah,
that would be.
And the values wouldn't be high. I mean, they would be.
Just be cool.
Yeah, you could own.
The values wouldn't be high, but the demand to buy those packs and those products
would be high.
Would be high.
Yeah.
Even though the cards wouldn't be that expensive.
Which is like, as a business, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You don't want people hoarding the product. You want everybody to be able to have access to it, and you want everybody to want it. What better way than to have you be able to rip Deoxys EX or EX Deoxys again and get a Gold Star Charizard or a whatever? And no, it's 30 years newer. It's not going to be anywhere close to a PSA 10 of the original, but it's still going to be $100 or whatever. That would be cool.